What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. And this time it is not a Bachelorette recap or Bachelor in Paradise recap or Bachelor recap.
It's been a long time.
None of those things.
It's
and
been
Trent
a long time.
is not on this episode, but we will be back next week with the Bachelorette. And
Yes,
Trent
we
will
will
be on. This is just a classic Wednesday episode.
It absolutely is. We're feeling good. We're getting ready for Philly. I know we talked about it a lot on Monday's episode, so we won't get into it too much, but we're really excited, looking forward to it. I do have, this is totally separate, but I do have a little bit of like a Fran's homework assignment for all our lovely listeners who love Chicks in the Office.
I hate homework.
Yeah, but
lay
you're
it
going to
on
like
us.
this.
Okay.
I think. Because, you know, we act like we don't care, but I think sometimes we care. It's that time of year. The People's Choice Award nominations
we
are
care.
coming out. We try and pretend like we don't care, but we definitely care. And you can go nominate us right now for Best Pop Podcast 2021. It's been years since we've gotten a nomination. You know, we got one when it first came out.
Like
and then
deja vu to 2018.
And then after that, it's just not the same.
My question to E, if anybody at E is listening, or if you know someone at E, like send us their way. I don't care. Why did you nominate us within 2 weeks of having a podcast, but now it's been years and we've only grown and we've only gotten better?
You might have.
Maybe we've just fallen off.
No, but we love E. And
we have E people on all the time,
and
they love us.
And we were joking.
Yeah, you were joking.
We can't joke.
Yeah, no. That's definitely not the reason.
Come on.
We're just, maybe we've just fallen. Maybe we just aren't as good as we were.
We had the Jonas Brothers on, and they didn't.
They didn't what?
They didn't
No, I'm
nominate
saying
us.
they
Oh, no,
nominate.
yeah.
Listen, we would appreciate it if you would go on and nominate us.
Yes, you can go onto the PCA's website. Right now they're taking the nominations where you just type the name in. So it's like Pop Podcast. It says, what podcast you want to nominate? Chicks in the Office. Submit.
And look at us advertising
Please.
the PCAs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, give a little, take a little. But we would really appreciate it.
Yeah,
please.
that's all. It would really mean a lot to us because that was a really cool experience, and I think that it was such a whirlwind of having not done the podcast for so long that we were like, podcasting? Schmodcasting.
Yeah.
This is easy.
We've been nominated for an award. We've been doing this for 2 weeks.
This shit is hard, and we've been doing it for a while, and we love you guys so much, and it would really mean a lot to us. So
Yes,
that's
it
a little
would.
Franny homework assignment for everyone.
I like that one. That's
Thank
good
you.
homework. That's like when the teacher gives you fun homework, you get all excited.
Yeah.
Yay, this one's fun.
Remember when you have a teacher, they'd be like, all right, guys, a little bit of an extra assignment, and everyone would go, oh, and it'd be like, I want you all to like watch some cool thing that was on TV that night. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. And you're like, oh, yeah.
Or like, all right, here's one extra assignment. Have fun this weekend. And the class goes nuts. They're like, no homework. That's what's really more fun.
Yeah.
But how are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. What have I done this week? Not too much. I cut my hair, got,
Looks great.
fixed a little color, walked to the studio. Noah said to me, you changed your hair. Yes. Thank you for noticing.
And he said, is that a fall thing?
Yeah.
Well, it's like a. What color would you call
It's
that?
auburny, reddish auburny.
It's like the color of the leaves.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It
Foliage.
is. My hair is basically
foliage.
Don't show Trent.
My hair is basically the color of good foliage. But yeah, if anyone has any tips on how, like, I realize that this just doesn't last as long as I want it to. Like, this is kind of the color I dyed it the last time. And I was just looking at pictures from right now, like today, fresh color compared to yesterday doing the group chat, whatever it was. And the color just, it fades. So it just really turns like I just have like, like it looks blonder when it changes.
You need a special shampoo.
Yeah, I want it to stay this
That's
color.
the only reason why, like, I have gray hair, and I've thought about like, oh, would I dye? And I'm like, it's just gonna
for
fade.
men?
Yeah.
But like, I'll have to do that. Like, it's just too tedious. It's like whatever. Wear a hat.
How
Problem
works.
solved.
Yeah.
How easy
I'm a
it
hat
is to be a
person.
man.
I got 2 tattoos this week.
You did.
That came out of nowhere.
It did.
I've been thinking about it for a while. And on Saturday,
Just wanted to do
when
it.
we were out, I was like, guys, afterwards, can everyone go get tattoos with me? I ended up leaving, so it never happened. On Sunday, we came in to record and I texted Brie. I was like, yo, you want to go get tattoos after this? And she was like, yeah. And I knew she would be the person to text because everybody else like had some. I'm like, Brie will say yes to getting tattoos immediately. We went and I got them. I'm pretty happy about this one. The butterfly that I got on my finger, it's on my middle finger on top of it. Yeah. And I feel like on the hands is like kind of a crazy move, but I did it and I like it a lot. And I feel like if anybody's thinking about...
I don't think it's that crazy. I think it's very trendy right now, that tattoo on the hands.
Cool. Yeah, Brie is almost at all knuckles right now. Yeah. And Hailey Bieber has them. Yeah. I think it is trendy, and I think if you're thinking about do it, because I really like it. Right now, if you're watching on the YouTube, I have a bandage, like a clear bandage over it, so it looks kind of janky, but I know that before it was on, it looked awesome. And then
I'm happy you got it there, because you were thinking about doing it on the inside of your finger, and I like the front of it way more.
And the guys at the tattoo shop are like, do not put it on the inside of your finger. They're like, put it on top. Trust us. Yeah. And then I got little small cherries that kind of look like hearts on my wrist. These were also going to go in my finger, and they were like, no, don't do that. Yeah. I said, you know what, slap it on my wrist. Didn't even think twice. I was like, because I have the lightning bolt on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, they just match.
Right.
Is there any deeper meaning to any of them?
Both of them have deep meaning. So the butterfly this is kind of cheesy, but people will find it heartwarming. Mm-hmm. Butterflies are big in my family because before my grandma died, it was like, oh, if you see a butterfly, it's her. And like, they just love butterflies. I had butterflies all over my room growing up. My sister is going to get the same one. So butterflies like have a deep meaning. Which is a good
explanation, because I think sometimes you hear like girl gets butterfly tattoo, and it's like, oh, girl gets butterfly tattoo.
Right. There is a deeper meaning to it. Like whenever my aunt gets me a birthday card, it has butterflies on it. Like there's layers to it.
I bet you Tanya would love that. Would love that tattoo.
And I love butterflies. I think it represents like, free and happy. Mm-hmm. Cherry is for multiple songs that I love that have cherry in it. Some of my favorite songs, Cherry by Harry Styles, obviously. But growing up, some people may not know this about me, I really loved the Runaways. I wanted to start an all-girl band because of the song Cherry Bomb. Yeah. I loved the song Cherry Bomb, and I would like perform it in my house all the time. My mom always brings this up to me, so that's one of my favorite songs. And Cherry Pie is also a great song. So
Tyler, the Creator album, Cherry Bomb.
Yes, I was going to say that too. So there's so many things music-wise that I like with Cherry, and my sister told me that one was slutty. She didn't like it, but
that's right. It's really not. Fine. It's so small. Like, let me tell you, there's some sluttier tattoos you could have gotten. Like,
if I got the cherry next to like my vagina or on my ass cheek, like Lana Rhoades has cherries on her ass cheek.
Yeah.
Hot. Yeah. Kind of slutty, but I like it.
I almost recommended an ass tat for you, but then it's just
I like my ass too much to tat.
Yeah.
It's like don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Yeah, and my ass is a Bentley.
People who get tattoos on their back, I'm like, if I don't see it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, your ass is also a tough one, because I do think like for women it's just so annoying, because obviously men's bodies changes too, but I think women think about it more when it comes to tattoos, like, oh, how is this gonna look in 20 years when this body part changes or whatever. Like right now, an cherry tattoo on your ass would be so hot, and 30 years from now, unsure.
My ass is gonna be so saggy in 30 years, so unless I get a lift, because I'm double cheeked up. But my mom actually pissed me off yesterday, and I'll mention this. I love my mom, by the way. I want to mention that because
we know,
she gets upset when I say things about her, but she's obviously an angel. I talk about that all the time. She's great. But my brother has the most ridiculous tattoos. I've talked about this before. He says Rambo. Yeah. He's got both my grandpas, portraits of both my grandpas. Both my grandpas are alive. My grandmas are dead. My grandpas are alive. So it really is like confusing. And there's so many other. He has an Axl Rose tattoo. Like he's got. I almost
and I don't want to like when she just grazed over the Rambo tattoo quickly. It is a giant Rambo tattoo.
I'm texting my brother right now. Say, can you send me a list of your tattoos? I'm also going to go to his Instagram.
It's colored in. Like it's a massive Rambo tattoo.
I'm going to his Instagram right now. And on the YouTube, I want this camera to zoom in so people can see that my brother has legitimate Sylvester Stallone Rambo on his body. Like, I don't know what possessed him to do this. And listen, I'm all for like, get whatever you want. Holy shit, it's terrifying. It's legitimately terrifying.
It's huge.
Like, what? That's gross. My brother has that on his body. So whatever, I didn't tell my parents I was doing the tattoos. They called me Sunday night. They were like, where are you? I was like, oh, I'm eating with Brie. They're like, all right, have fun. We're going to bed. Yep. Next morning, I wake up, I come downstairs. My mom, who is retired, is at work. I don't ask questions. I don't know where that came in. I'm like, Dad, you see I got tattoos? He's like, what? I was like, I posted on my story. He's like, now I got to go to look at your story. And he goes, those aren't real. I was like, no, they're real. I showed him. And he goes, oh, Bree got one too? It's like, yeah. He's like, all right then. He's like, no more though. No more. He's like, that's it. You don't want any more. Yeah. He was completely fine about it. My mom, she saw the tattoos. Oh, she was disgusted. She was like, you look dirty. Your hands look like they need to be washed. And my sister, I mean,
that's we're falling into dainty ankle territory here with the commentary.
My sister jumps in, and my sister didn't even like my cherry tattoo, which is fine. I don't care. She liked the butterfly one. She was like, Mom, they're very tiny. They're so small. Like you can cover them. I could wear bracelets, rings. You can cover them. And she was like, and my sister goes, your son got a Rambo tattoo.
I'd also made that point.
Yes. And my mom goes, well, she's a girl. And I got so mad.
Don't you go there, Mom.
My sister was like, you're sexist. And my mom was like, you know what? I am. And I was like, no, we're not doing this.
We're not doing this.
Ro, you got to change your attitude on that.
Yeah.
Because I hate that. It's always the classic argument.
And it is for the older generation, sometimes very much a double standard where it's like guys with tattoos are hot, masculine. Girls with tattoos are trashy.
Yeah.
Like that's bullshit.
No, I know.
My parents have eased up a little bit on it because, Gia has gotten a bunch of tattoos now.
Gia's tatted.
So... And I think every time she comes home with another one, my dad's just like,
another piece of him dies.
Okay, yeah. He really keeps his commentary to himself, but when it comes to that stuff, so just leaves it alone. But yeah, I mean,
they're fun,
literally
though.
They're so and they're cute, and they're not like crazy massive tattoos. And
Hailey
even if
Bieber inspires me.
If they were something that they wanted,
right,
then go ahead and do it. I love Hailey Bieber's hand tattoos. I think they're hot as fuck,
and I think she's so classy. So that's what keeps me going, because people say it's
long
trashy and whatever.
Fingers.
And I think she looks so beautiful, classy, but then they're hot, and I'm like, she inspires me. And also,
now I want one.
Tattoo removal is so much easier nowadays.
That is true.
Like, I'm not planning on doing that, but if
one day you wanted to,
I really wanted to, I could do it.
I never get how those work, because I see the TikTok videos and it's like the laser or whatever, but you still see like white. Does that go away or like?
Like kind of not really, but I mean you're essentially burning your skin off where the tattoo is. So
it is what it is. If I don't like it, I'll cover it up with some rings. But now you want one, and I really want you to get one.
I know.
And I like your idea of it, and I think you should tell everyone so they can root you on.
I don't even know if I want to tell, because I don't think I want to deal with the text message from my mom when she listens to this. I just want to do it without any.
True.
I don't know, and I've always wanted like you were saying, there is the Harry Styles, but there's so many other cherry moments, I guess, like music, things you like music wise. And I've always joked, but like kind of been serious about getting some kind of Jonas Brothers tattoo. I can't like get JB or like anything like that. Like it's my brother's name. Like can't be doing that. Like
get Nick Jonas's face. On
right. Like just Rambo style Nick Jonas on my forearm. No.
Hot.
So there's a lot of things, and like we were talking about favorite songs and like what we like the most. I mean, Frankie just sent his list of tattoos, Rhea's brother, and it's a list of 20 things. It's 20 things. It's
what? I didn't even know he had half of these.
That's a long ass list.
Should I read them?
That's a long ass list.
Finish what you want to get for your Jonas brother.
I was just saying that I think, Love Bug is one of my favorite songs. So I was thinking of maybe just doing like a little heart with a little ladybug next to it. Love Bug.
I love that. I think I'm picturing the tattoo in my head, and I think it's such a cute one.
Wait,
and I
on
want
your
you to get it.
Mm-hmm. Like where she got hers.
Yeah, like kind of if you saw where Bree got a heart with a little flame over it. That looked really cool. That I think I would do. Yeah, I think on one finger. Probably that's the question I don't know. Probably my middle finger, I guess, on my right hand. I think that would be my move. Mm-hmm.
Your wedding ring.
I don't know if my future husband would love me having a Jonas Brothers tattoo on my ring finger. I don't think I would like that either.
I don't want to put any tattoos on my left hand.
Yeah.
Because when I get engaged, I want like this hand to be clean.
Yeah, no, I very much agree with you. I wouldn't do it on my left hand either. It would definitely be my right hand.
I want to read all the tattoos my brother has, because he just sent me all of them. Okay, he has Saint Michael. He has Nono, which is my grandpa. He has Baba,
that is living,
which is my other grandpa, who is also living. Portraits of them. My birthday, my sister's birthday.
Did you know that?
No, I had no idea my brother.
Know that?
I had no idea my brother had my birthday tattooed on him. That's sweet.
Is it?
He has me and my sister, his 2 sisters. When you have a lot of tattoos, let me read the rest of the list.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
He says he has.
I mean, you didn't even know he had this.
No, he didn't. My birthday, my sister's birthday, Simba. He has rosary beads, outline of Italy.
This is hilarious. It is quite literally the most
Italian,
like fucking Guido list of tattoos.
Roman numerals, palm trees, because Florida.
Yeah.
A rose, an eyeball, a Chris Cornell quote. He has 2 doves, which I actually like the doves a lot. He has a Chiffo family cross. He has my dog. He has a portrait of my dog Fenway that passed away.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that one.
That's obviously recent.
Yeah. And he has an Axl Rose skull and a Rambo. And then he has quotes, I am the night. In confusion is confidence. And we both
Where are all these?
All over his arms.
All over.
And then and his thighs too. And he has a king's crown as well. And he has Chadume, which I also have, means my breath in Sicilian. He sent me the Simba one. He said this is my most complimented one.
Wait.
I mean, that is as far as tattoos go, I do love the Simba. And it's not like it's not like the Simba you're thinking of. It's the Rafiki when he makes the Simba on the tree.
Looks like the cookie cutter, like in Squid Game.
Yeah, but that's exactly how it looks in the movie.
No, I know.
I'm telling him to send a picture of the one.
I'm dead. That is
Fenway.
It's truly the most it really is the official Guido tattoo list trademark.
I should just print this out and post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want to be a full Guido, copy this.
It's the greatest mix of pop culture things with Catholicism, with Italian heritage.
He needs everyone to know we went to church growing up.
Yeah.
But also we're really Italian.
Yep.
And we love rock and roll.
Yeah. But I'm a fucking badass too.
Oh man,
the portrait is the one thing that I would never get. That's just having a face on me.
No, I don't like.
I don't know. It kind of weirds me out.
I don't.
It freaks me out a little bit too. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't like the portraits of my grandfathers. I will say. I mean, I love my grandpas, but I don't like the portraits of them on the body.
Their name.
Just because me and my sister were like, Frank, they're still alive. Yeah. What's going on here?
Right, going to visit your grandpa, and your grandpa has to look at his face on his grandson's body.
It's just unreal. Good stuff.
Funny. That's very funny.
So if you were thinking about a tattoo, you're definitely getting one by the end of this segment.
Yeah.
Because if I heard this whole thing, I may go get a third one now that we're talking about this.
Big time. All right, folks.
Let's get into the topics. Big episode.
Bachelorette Bios Day.
Yeah, Bachelorette Bios Day. You know we love talking about bios, so we'll get into that. Mm-hmm. But first, we're going to be talking about Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox's GQ style cover and interview. Whew. And also Demi Lovato says that aliens should not be called aliens because it's offensive. And we have a great interview with Emily Osment.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about it on Monday. We got to interview 2 people that we've really wanted to interview for a very long time. Absolute Disney icons. I would put them in that category. So, like I said, they're in this new show, both of them together. We interviewed them back to back. So now today it's Emily Osment's turn. We're very excited.
We are very excited. So let's get into it. Starting off with
Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly's GQ spread. All right, guys, you guys heard me talking about changing my hair during the intro. I just got a haircut, dyed it again. And when I do these things, I try to update my hair care to make sure that I am using the right things. Like I said, I was like, I want the color to stay the same. I want to make it last longer. What has helped me a lot are these Prose products. And it also is why I have to get a haircut so often. My hair grows really, really fast. Prose has so many amazing products. One of them is, the vitamins that they make that I take every day that I do think really helps to strengthen my hair. But Prose is customizable. It's made just for you. They analyze over 85 personal factors to determine a unique blend of ingredients to treat your exact concerns. So like I said, I've got hair that's been dyed. I cut it shorter. It's, wavy. It tends to be on the oiler side at times. So I write all of those things down, make sure that Prose knows all those things. And they also have the review and refined feature. So like I just said, I can go on after just re-dyeing it again and saying, hey, I just did these things. Can we update all my hair care? As a carbon neutral certified B Corp, Prose is an industry leader in clean and responsible beauty. All their ingredients are sustainably sourced, ethically gathered, and cruelty-free. They're also the first custom beauty brand to go carbon neutral. If you're not 100% positive Prose is the best hair care you've had, they will take the products back, no question asked. They also have an amazing hair oil that I love and use all the time. After blowing it out and you're trying to make that blowout last a few days, you give it some shine. This hair oil is great. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/chicks. That's prose.com/chicks for your free in-depth hair consultation and 15% off.
These two, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, are at it again, and I think that we're all reaching the point where we might be sick of it, actually. It was all hot and heavy. We were loving every second of it. Oh my God, these two are so sexual all over the red carpet. Everyone's getting turned on. Oh my God, what's going on between these two? It has now reached an obnoxiously excessive point where they just got to go live on a different planet together.
I think it works so well for them. Like, I truly believe in their love so much.
Same.
I just no longer can relate to it at all. And I, not that I really could to begin with, but it felt like something that was really inspiring is such the wrong word, but that is the word that's coming to me. Like, it's like, these two, they've gone through a lot. They've found each other. They never thought they would have this kind of love. And it's like, okay, great. But now it's like, this is a lot, right? So the way they're talking about it, the way they're posting about it, and we've seen it, just the way they've talked about each other for months. We know the twin flames, the soulmates, the everything that we have heard them refer to each other as, the blood around the neck and all these things. And it just feels like we're getting more and more of that. The GQ profile is crazy. The pictures are stunning, of course. They're two beautiful people. Anytime they post a photo shoot together, it's absolutely insane. But we're going to talk about the article, but the first thing we saw was her Instagram post with the cover and the picture. And her Instagram post says, "The tale of two outcasts and star-crossed lovers caught in the throes of a torrid solar flare of a romance featuring a whole list of things." Here they are. Feverish obsession, guns, addiction, shamans, lots of blood, general mayhem, therapy, tantric night terrors, binding rituals, chakra sound baths, psychedelic hallucinations, organic smoothies, and the kind of sex that would make Lucifer clutch his rosary.
So it's a lot. And what you were saying before about it being inspiring, you see people in love like this, you're like, wow, I want a love like this. Right. I want to be so obsessed with my partner in a way that's almost toxic. Yeah. We love each other, but when we're in a fight, we fucking hate each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you read and you're like, when does this become scary? Like, right. Whatever happened to missionary? Whatever happened to good old missionary? We were looking at each other in the eyes and just feeling some passion.
We were joking with Trent about this before we did the group chat, and he was like, sometimes a good cuddle's just nice.
Right? Like Gia was saying, Gia was like, whatever happened to love? Like sex is supposed to be nice.
Yeah, Gia was like, sex is supposed to mean something nice. Yeah. I'm like, that's nice, Gia.
Because at what point does it become not sex anymore?
Right.
At what point is it just them hurting each other? Pain, agony. Like, I feel like people are, and I see this on TikTok a lot, people, and I'm not saying missionary is my favorite position, but it's nice to just
every once in a while
just look at somebody in the eyes and just have some normal sex.
I was just watching a Jack Harlow and Drewski interview thing, and he was talking about, because like his TikTok name is Missionary Jack. And he's just like, missionaries. Like,
it's nice.
And you roll over, you give yourself, you have a nice kiss, you go to sleep.
Right. I see people on TikTok being
you don't wake up covered in bruises.
Yeah, people are afraid of missionary sex because they're afraid to like actually be intimate nowadays.
Right.
Where it's like
teaching the kids the wrong things.
That's what I'm saying. Like Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, they have so many young people watching their every move now. Girls are going to expect their guys to like break out knives in bed. Like it's going to reach a scary point where it's like you can be into whatever you're into. I know people are into like BDSM and like all this different shit. Like I don't know, but they seem like I don't know what they're doing. I bet
Travis and Courtney are pretty normal. I don't know why. I feel like they're just pretty normal.
I feel like they love each other passionately and have great sex, and there it is. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, I think, are borderline not having sex.
Well, they just like don't talk the same way. Megan is just a fascinating human being.
How different can it get? How many things can you do?
No, I just think as a person, Megan is so like unique, and the way that the way that this profile was written, and the way that this woman, Molly Lambert, was the writer of this article, spoke about like just interacting with Megan, that she just has this like almost shy elusiveness at first, and the way she speaks, she's just like this brilliant woman who is so stunningly beautiful, but just has all of these thoughts and beliefs and values and things that are different. Like, just can't relate.
It's just not relatable. And here's the thing though, I will say this because it is obnoxious to everybody else. If I found somebody like this, I'm sure I'd be acting the same way. Like, yeah. I could easily get myself caught up in something like this.
Oh, the way that this story is written makes me think that this author spent a day with them and was just awestruck by their love. Like the way that it's just written in a way that it's like, these two are so in love. Like, it's so wild.
It up, though, for the cameras?
No. Not even a little bit. I really believe that this is how they feel.
But I believe that, and Megan Fox talked about this, and we'll go through the thread of outrageous quotes. I do believe that their fights are probably insane.
Oh yeah.
Like I would be scared. You know when you're around a couple and they start fighting and it's like awkward?
Yeah.
I would be terrified to be around these two fighting.
Right. So this is like honestly a very good description of how I see them two now, is how it was written. This woman wrote about them. While they make quite a pair in person, their love runs deeper than the obvious physical chemistry to a place of what they describe as a spiritual connection. It is intoxicating to be around two people who are this far gone for one another. Together with their double date pals, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, they're bringing back Sunset Strip rock and roll glamour for the 2020s as the kind of couple that's fun to watch be in love with each other, and who have what Fox calls the combustible element of all celebrities. They walk in the footprints etched by the platform boots of partnerships such as Tommy and Pam, Kurt and Kourtney, or Mick and Marianne, but with a key difference. They're trying their damnedest to make sure things don't blow up. They're both at a place in their lives where they're really willing to lay it all on the line for love.
I like that. I could see this isn't about me, but I could see myself getting into something like that. I don't know. Like, it just not to this extent though. Like I want to start reading the thread that was on Twitter from British GQ.
It's all the same stuff.
All the same quotes. It's like the first one. This was Megan Fox. I just remember this tall, blonde, ghostly creature, and I looked up and I was like, you smell like weed. He looked down at me and he was like, I am weed. Then I swear to God, he disappeared like a ninja in a smoke bomb. Machine Gun Kelly just going, I am weed. It's just unreal to think about.
It is.
And then the one right after that, Machine Gun Kelly says, even our first kiss, she wouldn't kiss me. We just put our lips right in front of each other and breathed each other's breath. And then she just left. Like,
I'm telling you, these two are, it's just, and this is what they said, because they're referring to a time that they met on the set of Midnight in the Switchgrass. They talked about they had met briefly a few years before that at a party in LA. but they like don't remember seeing each other. Like that's when she said that she just remembers that I am weed situation. Megan had a theory. It was like that they weren't spiritually like allowed to see each other yet in that moment. Like they weren't meant to cross paths at that time. She said we weren't supposed to run into each other that night. So our souls, our spirit guides were luring us away from each other because you literally had no face. Like that thing from Spirited Away. It is hard to see his face in general, but really he had no face that night. And then she turned to him and said, thank God, because what torture had I known you were there and I couldn't get to you. It was better that I didn't know. It's just, like I said, the spiritual evidence. Listen, this was their first date. For their first real date, MGK picked Fox up in a 1974 Cadillac convertible and they listened to Ella Fitzgerald. He drove her to a canyon's edge where he had a friend waiting with a picnic set up on a blanket and a sea of roses. Then they drove down Sunset Boulevard to the Roxy Theater, which was closed. We went to the roof and played pop punk and made out, he recalls, tipping a glass of Casamigos tequila.
Sounds like a great first date. And that sounds like
yeah.
Nice.
And it kind of sounds like a normal first date.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. They made out.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, and I do feel like this writer was so influenced. It's like they're in love, like with a capital L. He treats her with respect. It's romantic. Their energy is playful. They make each other laugh. Like they just, when you're in a room with them, nobody else exists.
This is the quote that Megan said. It's ecstasy and agony for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think anything's perfect with us. I didn't say it was the darkest fairy tale for no reason. There's also the demonic side.
Well, I mean, 100% she's talking about Satan clutching his rosaries.
I hate to always bring the kids into this, but he has a 13-year-old daughter. I would just wonder what she thinks seeing these articles.
Right, because she's seeing them.
She's old enough where she can understand what she's talking about.
Imagine how shitty Brian Austin Green feels.
I know, him too.
And here's the thing, I don't feel bad for him because in a way that's like, if you love somebody, you love somebody. What's she supposed to do? Act like she likes Brian Austin Green? No. But to be like, wow, what we had just really wasn't that.
Yeah.
But maybe that is actually closure for him. Because it's like, that feels, because he can see that and be like, look, if that's now what is fulfilling her so much, clearly we were never meant to be together. And he does seem very happy with Sharna. He really does. Yeah. I know that's coming from me watching Dancing with the Stars and like seeing them together. Yeah. But she seems like she really loves him too, which is like exactly what he needs.
And a respectful guy who loved their wife or loved Megan Fox will be like, oh, you know what? If she's happy, then good for her.
Blood all over her.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like he's probably looking at these pictures being like, you know what? I couldn't give that to her.
Yeah, you know what? Wasn't for me.
You know what? Just wasn't for me. And then when the captions, and you, their best beloved one, are now to me flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Like they just...
Do you think they're going to last?
It's hard.
I would say no more than 2 more years.
It's really hard with couples like this.
Yeah, because it just burns so bright, but...
And it's like, how long can it burn that bright? Usually these couples...
I'm going to say yes.
Like forever?
Forever. I'm going to say yes. I'm flipping on them in the situation of like, I'm a little exhausted hearing about every like detail of their relationship. But I don't know. It seems like it's going to work for them.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope so.
Right. It's like all those other couples that were listed, you know, of like, they're following in the footsteps of all these iconic rock and roll couples. None of those worked out.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, well, you know, they all loved each other a lot in this way.
Right. It just seems like they are cognizant of those relationships and they're like, we really want to not be that. Like we feel this love and we want this to last.
That's
and
what
we're
everyone
trying
probably
to.
Says, so that's not going to be us.
Yeah, I guess.
Everyone always says it's not going to be us.
I'll take the hopeless romantic role spot on this panel and say that I hope they are to lasting forever.
I too am a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I feel like I could find myself in a situation like this, but the fights are so bad that one of them's gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows? Maybe not. But also the love so strong just brings them back together.
This also really did make me laugh. It ended with Megan Fox's love may be transforming Colson Baker into his highest self, but it hasn't changed Machine Gun Kelly. I'm still a motherfucking outlaw.
I saw that. And
together, they are a perfect partners in crime.
I'm a motherfucking outlaw. Like, made me laugh because that's just like...
It just makes me laugh because he's just not. Like, I know he has that persona and he really wants that to be his persona. I don't buy it. Like, I don't buy like the hard shell.
Right. Get arrested one time for me and then you can call yourself an outlaw, Machine Gun.
Yeah. I just that one doesn't land for me, I don't think.
Oh, he was arrested. Okay, he's been arrested a couple times, but
okay.
All right, he is a motherfucking outlaw.
All right.
You have to have been arrested at least once to be considered an outlaw. That's the rule.
100%. Yep. I'm pretty sure that is like the definition of outlaw. Yeah. So, yeah, all right. You know, at this point, it's quite an article. I'm sure you guys have all seen the pictures, but it is, like we said, a lot. I just think that we are getting a little bit too much MGK Megan Fox content shoved down our throats. We need a little bit of a break. Like Travis and Courtney, we got a lot for a while, and I feel like the last few weeks it's just been a little chiller, I guess. I mean, you still see posts where it's like, oh, okay, all right, but it's just not as aggressive. I think there was a Courtney caption or Courtney comment recently
something about
that
the
was
skull,
right? Like I am your skull, or like
I want your skull.
What was that? I want your skull.
I love your skull.
All right. Yeah, it was something like that. Now I'm forgetting.
I love your medulla oblongata. Yeah. I'm going to start saying that to people.
I mean, the rock and roll relationship is clearly here to stay again.
Demi Lovato is back at it again. This time, Demi is talking about aliens. They have a new documentary series where they are... learning about, I guess I shouldn't be calling them aliens, but extraterrestrials, which is also a hard word to say.
It is.
And now Demi is saying that calling aliens is offensive.
One, I would like to say I've always loved Demi. Always. Two, they have lost me on this. I feel like there are so many, and I understand the show is about aliens. It's what they are doing, exploring this world. Unidentified with Demi Lovato is what it's called. It's on Peacock. And Demi did an interview where they said, I think that we have to stop calling them aliens because aliens is a derogatory term for anything. That's why I like to call them ETs. Okay, fine. Aliens is not the nicest term. I understand that. But maybe we should focus on not calling people aliens. There's so many other causes to focus on. We're worrying about offending aliens. They don't live here. We don't know them. Could they come down at some point? Sure. Eventually. Do they exist? I kind of think so. But we're worried about offending aliens.
Demi Lovato had us in the first half. Not gonna lie. She had us. They lost us. Demi has lost me. I'm sorry. I can't keep supporting Demi Lovato. Like, it's just...
Some people just look for things to have issues with, I feel like,
Right. Demi Lovato is finding all the wrong things to have issues with. Just all the wrong things. Yeah, like, you can't win with Demi Lovato. And I love Demi. I love Demi, but it's gotten really hard to defend.
For sure, I will always listen to Demi's music because it is just an absolute favorite, and I will support any music that they put out for the future. The craze with the aliens thing, yeah, it's lost.
And I'm into aliens. I think they exist. I think aliens exist for sure. I'm all aboard. I'm on that train.
Yep.
They're aliens. They're called aliens for a reason.
Right.
Because they are aliens. That doesn't mean that we're saying we hate aliens and that we're being mean to aliens.
Right.
It's just what they're called.
Yeah. Like I said, we could focus on not calling people aliens and things like that. We don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get where Demi's coming from with the term. It's just we can't be caring about offending aliens. We can't
because we're caring about offending everybody else. Yeah. We can't add aliens to the list now.
We cannot. As a society, we cannot be worried about offending aliens.
No, because then we just wouldn't be able to speak. We should just all stop talking if we can't offend aliens.
Because somewhere out there's probably an alien
that's offended. And that's fine.
Yeah. No, we can't be doing that.
You guys know how much Big Rhea loves talking about her student loans.
Shout out Big Rhea. She loves making sure her student loans are in check. And you guys know I love talking about Earnest because Earnest offers low rate student loan refinancing, and you can check your rate risk-free in just 2 minutes. With Earnest, you get radically flexible payments, and you can pick your loan term. By refinancing, you can reduce your loan term, save money, or combine multiple loans into a simple monthly payment, which makes it easy for you to keep track of. And if you have questions, you can even talk to a real-life human at Earnest for help. Earnest is offering our listeners a $100 cash bonus. Refinance your student debt at earnest.com/chicks. Terms and conditions do apply. Visit earnest.com/chicks for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Earnest student loan refinancing made by Earnest Operations, LLC and MLS, number 1204917. California financing law license number 6054788, 535 Mission Street, San Francisco, California, 94105. Visit earnest.com/licenses for a full list of licenses. All right, folks, it's that time of the year. Back to the Bachelorette bios. We are going to go through all the contestants who will be competing for Michelle's love this season. These are the night one guys. We're going to go through all of them. It's, as always, alphabetically because we are going right from the ABC website where we specifically comment on the biographies that are written for these folks. We can put their faces up on the YouTube as well if you want to watch this. But for right now, we will be going through bios. And we're going to start right away, right off the top with Alec. 29-year-old engineer from North Charleston, South Carolina. Alec lives to make the most out of... divorcee. Alec lives to make the most out of every day. After his first marriage ended, Alec learned a lot about the value, commitment, and what it takes to truly make love last. Not here to waste anybody's time. Dependable, emotionally intelligent, values integrity above all else, is hoping to find a woman who appreciates how much his career means to him, but will also make him want to be sentimental and bring out the fun side. True believer in that old school, head over heels, unconditional love, ready to find that with Michelle. Alec loves to read GQ magazine. He does not think bowling makes a romantic night out, and Alec's favorite thing to eat for breakfast is cottage cheese. Who would ever want to eat cottage cheese for breakfast? I don't like cottage cheese. Why would you start your day? Cottage cheese. Why would you start your day off with cottage cheese? Smelly right away, right in the morning. Breakfast, boom, wake up. You want to smell? Don't like that. The rest of the bio I think is great. Loves to read GQ magazine. Means maybe he has some style. He's a divorcee. I feel like he's a romantic kind of guy. But I don't like the cottage cheese in the morning. Oh, you know what we also have to think of, and we should guess when we get to the end of this, is which of these guys is the one that Caitlyn and Tayshia are like, he fucking planned. He had all the things to show up. He was like a whatever that was. It was in the teaser. But I wonder who that guy's gonna be. But all right, Alec, right off the bat, pretty good start. Then we have Brandon J. Also, how old is Michelle? Why do I want to guess 29? Let me look up. I forget, but it's a good question. She's 28. 28? Okay. 28, yes. Okay. All right. Brandon J., 26-year-old traveling nurse recruiter from Portland, Oregon. Brandon J. may be young, but he knows exactly what he wants in life and is very serious about finding the one with whom to settle down. Kind, confident, looking for a wife whose passionate personality can keep up with his. Wants someone with the same goals. Doesn't want to be with someone who's still figuring herself out. He wants to find a best friend and teammate. Not only is Brandon J. looking for love, but he's also looking for a little basketball. He is a self-proclaimed basketball fiend, and when given the opportunity, he doesn't plan on missing out on his shot with Michelle. Brandon J. once hopped on stage during a Lil Wayne and Drake concert. Brandon J. loves the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Brandon J. has no interest in ever going bungee jumping. I like Brandon J. The little basketball, is that talking about a kid? He's also looking for a little basketball. I think he's just looking for like a little basketball in his life.
That seems like a big theme in Michelle's season, right? Like
she's a basketball player.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was like, a little basketball. Does that mean he's looking for a little kid?
No. I think there will be a lot of basketball.
Okay.
We might have another like. I know we'll always think back to Jed hitting that shot in Hannah's season, and you called it after that. It was just the shot that's ruined the season.
One of the greatest things I've ever done.
Love him.
I don't know if there's going to be so much basketball on this season. It's going to be hard to pinpoint the moment, but you should be on the lookout for that.
I will try.
You should be on the lookout for that. But I feel like Brandon J seems like a fun time. He's jumping on stage at Lil Wayne and Drake concerts.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Absolutely. Love that. Good for you, Brandon J. Then we have Brandon K,
who I already don't like.
Already don't like. Okay.
I'll tell you why at the end.
29-year-old brand manager from Austin, Texas. He's a polished Southern gentleman who just hasn't found the right one yet. Is that all it took? Polished Southern gentleman?
No. It's all the way. Okay. It's all the way at the end.
Okay. He is looking for love that is playful, feisty. Says that his dream woman will be able to make even the most mundane of moments special. Love should be simple but memorable. He wants that chemistry. He wants to make a real social impact within his community and hopes to find a partner who wants to make the world a better place along with him. He says he'll know he's found the one when being together makes him want the night to never end. So here's hoping to many sunrises together for him and Michelle. Brandon K loves the cha-cha slide. He dreams of delivering someone an oversized check for a life-changing amount of money, and he always buys travel insurance.
Nothing gives me the ick more than picturing a guy doing the cha-cha slide. Seriously,
slide to the left.
Think about a guy doing the cha-cha.
To the right.
If you want to get over,
that's the cha-cha slide, right?
If you want,
he loves weddings.
Yeah. If you want to get over, that is the cha-cha slide, right?
Crisscross.
Yeah.
Crisscross. Everybody clap your hands.
If you want to get over a guy,
and it's like cha-cha.
Yeah.
If you want to get over a guy, picture him doing the cha-cha slide. I'm telling you, I think I found it.
Is that every guy though, or just
no? But there's something about this guy doing the cha-cha slide that's given me a major ick. It's not every guy. Some guys who got great rhythm, maybe the cha-cha funny. I don't know why I'm getting like really bugged out.
Him buying travel insurance is a red flag to me.
I also think the same thing. I didn't want to say that because I feel like buying travel insurance is
nerd.
Yeah.
Even I don't buy travel insurance.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah, I didn't want to point that out, but it's like,
I have done it a couple times.
Live on the edge a little bit.
I have done it a couple times only when I've booked something and in my head being like, there's like a higher than 50% chance that I cancel this.
Yes. But you're booking it just in case.
Yeah, but normally I do not. So if I'm not doing it, that's
right. So picture a guy who buys travel insurance doing the cha-cha slide. Oh, I can't.
Seems like a safe choice for sure. All right, Brian, 31-year-old NFL player from Chicago, Illinois. He has got to be retired. I love when they put NFL. I love when they put NFL player, and it's like you can't currently be an NFL player and be on this show. It's during we're literally playing football right now. So as they were recording this, it was like preseason and training camp. So you are clearly not an NFL player at this point in time. But Brian's not your stereotypical jock, guys. He's a foodie, religious, family-oriented, completely down to earth, and all about finding himself a wife.
Sounds like my stereotypical jock.
He literally sounds exactly like this.
Food, and he's
religious, family-oriented foodie. Literally, that is a great description of a football player. He considers himself to be quite the romantic, and thanks to all the rom-coms his older sisters made him watch growing up, Brian is all about making big moves to show his affection, loves travel, wants to find someone that will dine his way across the globe. Big believer in fate. Really just wants to meet Michelle. He believes meeting Michelle is serendipitous. Brian loves philosophy and would love to ask Socrates a few questions. Brian has been to every continent except Antarctica, and Brian thinks orchids are majestic.
I think we've reached past the need of Socrates.
That is just a whole nother world that
so
it would be kind of
ago.
Interesting to ask Socrates some questions.
It's just we've evolved so much since Socrates.
Yeah, but but you're still studying him. We're a couple of college dropouts, but
I took a
class. I took a philosophy class when I was in college, and we still got to learn all about Socrates.
Greek philosophy was my favorite thing to learn in English class senior year. I will say though, that shit does interest me. I was just joking around.
No, 100%. But it is
bringing that up as one of your three things. I feel
it is a try hard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I would just really an
unexamined life is not worth living.
Right. Imagine if I asked you who are the 3 people dead or alive that you would want to have dinner with, and you said fucking Socrates,
I'm
I'd be like, fuck you.
Socrates, Jesus, and Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Orchids are majestic, though. I'm with him on that. I do love a good orchid. Okay, then we have Casey, 36-year-old advertising creative director from Miami Beach, Florida. He is at the point in his life where he wants something serious and long-lasting. Though he loves life in Miami, he says he has outgrown the local dating scene where women care more about their Instagram stories than making meaningful connections. Big facts. He is looking for a woman who is ready to be a mom because Casey is ready to start a family and give his mom all the grandbaby she so badly craves. Casey also loves his job raising money for philanthropic ventures and hopes to find a wife who gets as much satisfaction helping others as he does. Excited to meet Michelle. Casey says he is secretly a hippie. He likes camping, but he hates sleeping in tents, and he takes his eggs scrambled with salsa. I actually love scrambled eggs with salsa. Like a nice have you ever had a breakfast burrito?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, this is obviously a simple version of that, scrambled eggs with just a little salsa, but throw that in a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like hot sauce and egg.
I like Casey. I don't know if this is I don't know if he and Michelle are a fit.
No, I don't see that happening at all, to be completely honest.
He seems very ready to settle down right away.
Yeah.
And I just, no offense, this is very, it's a stereotype, but any guy that's been living his most of his adult life in Miami, I'm like,
right. Because are you really over that scene?
Right.
Because once you step out of it, they probably miss it.
Right. Okay, then we have Chris G, 28-year-old motivational speaker from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada.
I hate a motivational speaker.
I mean, our last emotional speaker was Carl, so
I don't like
gotta
motivational
be better than
speakers because motivational speakers think they're better than
gathering the
else.
group and telling everyone what they should do.
All right, I fuck that. Motivational speakers think they're above everyone, but continue.
For Chris G, commitment is the name of the game. As kind-hearted as you would expect any Canadian man to be, Chris G says he's looking for a genuine connection for someone who is all in on him the way he is on her. Ideal woman is active, vulnerable, good person on the inside, looking for his best friend, yada, yada, yada. When he says he's looking for love, he's looking for the right soul and someone his energy bonds to. Chris G loves escape rooms. Chris G enjoys performing spoken word poetry. Chris G has 2 cats, one named Cat and one named Small Cat.
I think that's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. I wanted to hate it, but I think having one cat named a cat and then another cat named Small Cat is pretty funny.
It's unfortunate he doesn't. It's unfortunate their names aren't Big Cat and Cat.
Yeah, that would
it's
fun.
Like the smaller cat is just Cat, and then the bigger cat is Big Cat.
You know that one of these episodes is gonna end with the after the credit thing. He's gonna be doing spoken word poetry or whatever.
Right, for sure. Slam poetry.
Yeah.
I am not vibing with Chris G.
Yeah, I don't like Chris G.
Escape rooms.
Hate escape rooms.
Anxiety inducing. Poetry.
Anxiety inducing.
Poetry is nice and all, and I respect people that love poetry, but it's just another one that I can't get behind. A poem that you read and you're just like, just tell me what this means. Just tell me what this means.
That's why I don't really like poems.
Yeah.
Well, songs are poems.
Yeah, but
songs are easier to figure out.
Yes, 100%. I'm talking about the real asshole poetry.
Robert Frost.
I don't know. I wouldn't put Robert Frost in that, but I'm just saying
I like Robert Frost.
Yeah, that was
poems
I didn't say
poems that are 7 words, and you're just like, what the fuck does that mean?
I took some poetry classes.
I also don't like when poems don't rhyme.
I do love a nice haiku. I had to write haikus in college.
Didn't they do that? Didn't they do that on
575? Or is that wrong?
I think that's
Wasn't
close.
that a group date on the last season?
Probably.
I think so.
Haikus are 3 lines, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, 5 in the third.
Oh, so I know that.
575.
Nice.
Okay, we are going to move on to Chris S. Chris S. is a 28-year-old commodities broker from West Hollywood, California. This Southern gentleman turned California beach boy is ready to find love. His friends describe him as goofy, easygoing, but when it comes to relationships, he isn't here to joke around. When he falls hard, looking for an adventurous woman, confident, kind, selfless. He does not have a specific type and prides himself in falling in love with someone on the inside rather than the outside. In 5 years, Chris S. hopes to be married with kids and making a positive impact in the world. Firm believer that chivalry isn't dead. Ready to sweep Michelle off her feet. Chris S. gives a mean blue steel face. Chris S. loves to travel. Burnt pizza makes Chris S. mad.
Burnt pizza makes Chris S. mad. The fact that we thought that at the same time. I think Chris S. is cute. I don't know why burnt pizza makes him mad, though. Sometimes I like a burnt pizza.
I'd rather it burnt.
I like a little burnt crust. Sometimes too burnt, though, is like, ugh.
Yeah, I can't tell if this guy's too Cali for me, you know?
I'm not a Southern gentleman type.
You're not.
So,
but you are more a Cali guy, so maybe he's a little bit more Cali these days. 28-year-old commodities broker.
What is a commodities broker?
I just feel like he's someone that I could potentially, like, I would know him, you know, if he was like in New York.
Oh, would you?
Any broker.
Yeah. Commodities broker is a commodity broker is a firm or an individual who executes orders to buy or sell commodity contracts on behalf of the clients and charges them a commission.
I don't fuck with brokers.
We'll pretend like we know what that means. I like bio standard easy, and I feel like that's a very uncomplicated 3 facts. Blue steel, because he's handsome, loves to travel. Oh, we'll throw some food thing in there.
Yeah.
I got my eyes on Chris S. Okay, Clayton is up next. We all know he is going to be our next bachelor, so here we go. 28-year-old medical sales rep from Columbia, Missouri. Clayton is a Missouri thoroughbred who I hate when men are referred to as thoroughbreds,
right?
He's not a fucking horse.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like he's like a stallion.
I'm a thoroughbred.
Like he's a real homegrown stallion man, my Missouri thoroughbred. Don't like that at all.
Like, why can't we just say he was born in Missouri?
Pure, 100% Missouri.
Yeah, exactly.
He
is a purebred Missouri.
His tests have come back and he is 100% Missouri.
Good looks, a great job, and a wonderful family. The only thing missing is the perfect woman with whom to share his life. His dream woman is funny, independent, intelligent, and athletic enough to join him at the gym for a workout.
Oh, so his dream woman just has every quality.
Every quality. Yeah. He wants to find something truly special and is willing to put in the hard work to find love that will last forever. Clayton is so excited to meet Michelle and loves that she has a passion for her career. His mom is a teacher just like Michelle, and he finds it impressive that she's made this journey work without having to take time away from her students. Clayton truly believes that Michelle could be the perfect match for him. Will they hit it off? It's funny that they write this. Like, we know he's the bachelor. Clayton had a mohawk in college. Clayton's rapping alter ego is named Clay Doe. Clayton would love to own multiple gyms. Of course he would love to own multiple gyms.
He's like, what's his face from Dodgeball?
He's gonna own multiple gyms. Don't worry. That dream's gonna come true for him.
He's just not really doing it for me, but we don't really have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. We just haven't met him yet, so we'll have to see. They were all talking about how great he is, hyping him up, which of course they're going to do, but as of right now, nothing really like stands out.
No.
You know?
Nope.
Okay, then we have Daniel, 26-year-old firefighter from Austin, Texas. Daniel brings the heat in all aspects of his life. He's living out his childhood dream of being a firefighter, spends his time playing sports, swimming, hiking, biking. Favorite thing in the world, being an uncle to his 4 nieces. Can't wait to have his own family. Perfect woman, adventurous, fun, intelligent, and above all kind. Values good energy, great conversation. Loves a woman, keeps him on his toes. He thinks that he and Michelle have the same competitive spirit. Daniel really wants to know if aliens exist.
How dare he?
Don't call them aliens.
Cancel him.
That's fucked up.
How dare they?
I'm sick.
Daniel is a connect.
Excuse me. You guys mind if I excuse myself from the room?
Yeah.
So I can go throw up. I'm absolutely sick about that.
Connect 4 champ, and Daniel loves Christmas music.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
I like Daniel. I think he's sweet. Cute. Throw Christmas music in there, and I'm a sucker.
What's your favorite Christmas song? I have mine, and I think it's a weird one. It's what I was just singing. Simply having, and I also love Dominic the Donkey.
Father Christmas, the Kinks.
Dominic the Donkey. Eonk, eonk.
That's literally my least favorite one.
That one is like, it's terrible, but it's funny.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I really don't have a favorite one. I think
everyone has their favorite.
Christmas.
No, I think.
Wonder.
Hold on. I'm not gonna delay. I have my Christmas playlist. That's always on my phone.
White Christmas. Oh, what is right?
I think Last Christmas is.
I gave you my. That's a great one.
I think it's Last Christmas.
The very next day, you gave it away.
Because there's so many different versions of Last Christmas that I love.
I'm so excited for holiday season. I just need it to be Thanksgiving right now.
Yeah, that's up there for me. Okay, let's move on. We love Daniel. Moving on.
Noah's about to love Edward.
Edward, 27-year-old wellness coach from LA, outgoing, optimistic, and a self-proclaimed amazing wingman, but now it's time to focus on finding happiness for himself. Weekends, exploring new places, needs a woman who loves adventure, emotionally articulate, and have a healthy appetite for learning and personal growth. Must love dogs. Edward's pup Willow is always by his side. Loves to express himself through words of affirmation and physical touch. Edward dreams of visiting Disney World one day. Edward enjoys listening to John Mayer's music, especially on road trips. Edward is excited by a good obstacle course. How do we feel about the John Mayer?
Hell yeah. I'm going to be pulling for him.
Okay. I was going to say Noah's going to queue up some nice tweets about Edward right off the bat.
Maybe a John Mayer cameo? No, that wouldn't happen.
No. I hope Edward makes it to Disney World one day. That's like, come on.
Yeah, it's just
go
Disney
to
World.
Disney. Dreams of visiting Disney World one day.
Dream big, Edward.
For a 27-year-old male, I don't know what that says. Go to Disney.
It means he was deprived in his childhood somehow.
Yeah, probably. And just doesn't feel like it's somewhere he could go. Okay, next up we have Garrett, 33-year-old tech CEO from Salt Lake City, Utah. I know we normally stick with the bios. Garrett looks like he's maybe gotten one too many Botox injections.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that.
That's just how it feels at this point. Garrett is not afraid of a little risk. He dropped out of college to start what has become an incredibly successful tech company and spends his free time traveling the world, skydiving, paragliding, and speed flying, always pushing himself to grow as a person, and needs a woman who wants the same for herself. Open-minded, authentic, and not afraid of a little salsa dancing, hoping for a family. And if a woman does not want kids, he's not interested. Garrett loves plants and calls himself a plant daddy. Growing up, Garrett had a bowl cut. Garrett loves pickles. That's the only thing I liked about this entire bio was Garrett loves pickles. And of course, I commend dropping out of college and creating your own company.
Why do I feel like that last line was written specifically for you? Like the capital loves pickles. It's like, all right, fine, sold us.
We gotta throw something in there for those chicks in the office girls to like.
Yeah, they love pickles. How about it?
They love pickles.
All right,
I do love pickles. I literally have a shirt that says I heart pickles.
Let's move on from Garrett.
Garrett, yeah. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Garrett.
I don't like Plant Daddy, and I don't like his Botox.
No. Jack, 30-year-old former Army officer from Philly, sweet and compassionate man who's ready to start the next chapter of his life, incredibly loyal. He's genuine, driven, looking for a woman who is emotionally mature, compassionate, silly, and up for joining him on a challenging hike. Tends to be on the shyer side. He's attracted to women who are outgoing, strong, and not afraid to push him out of his comfort zone. When Jack is excited about someone, he gets very motivated to do things that makes her feel loved and appreciated. Jack's very excited to meet Michelle. Jack will throw up at the sight of an onion. Jack is afraid of dancing. Jack loves to play kickball. I can't.
Jack ain't gonna do it for me if he's afraid of dancing.
That's what I was gonna say. I can't get behind anyone that's afraid to dance. You just gotta let loose sometimes.
Absolutely. I can't accept anybody who's afraid of dancing.
My dad really doesn't like to dance. I don't know how my mom's dealt with it her whole life.
She loves dancing.
She loves dancing, and she can never get him to dance with her.
It's really sad.
I know.
That couldn't be for me.
He's gotten better with it as he's gotten older, but he really
was dancing a little bit at his party.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once you have enough cocktails, you can really do anything.
Anybody can
dance. Throw up at the sight of an onion. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but he looks sweet.
What is he?
And
he's
from Philly. Yeah. Good call. He's not quite pale enough, or else I would say he could maybe join that group. But you never know what it could look like on TV.
He looks more werewolfy.
Yeah. Next up is Jamie, 32-year-old biotech CEO from San Diego, California. Let me tell you, a lot of good jobs so far from these guys. I haven't seen anything that I've been like, what the fuck is that? Jamie is a catch, world traveler, taste for all things, type of guy who will show up at the airport and let the ticketing agent decide his destination. Wow, yes, he actually did that and had an amazing week in Uruguay. He has a great job, extremely smart, and has a healthy idea of exactly what he needs in a wife, looking for someone to be his partner, independent, driven, always ready to head out for dinner at the newest local hotspot. Jamie once traveled to Ecuador just to try their chocolate. Jamie has never watched an episode of reality TV in his life. Jamie's favorite game is chess. What? This is like, why are you coming on The Bachelor?
Right, like if you've never watched an episode of reality TV in his life.
I guess this is the person we are kind of wanting to be.
Well, I was going to say, it's a little bit of both because we always, this person only wants to go on the show for fame. They only want to be the Bachelor. But then you get somebody who's never watched an episode in your life and you're like, well, what are you doing on the show? You can't really win in these situations.
You can't.
I wonder how he got on. I'll be interested to hearing that story.
Yeah,
but he does look like a good time.
Maybe his favorite game being chess. You know, he can play mind games with people.
Ooh.
I also think maybe he, maybe someone close to him just really loved Michelle and nominated him, you know? I feel like that possible. Probably is how that goes. All right, next up we have Joe, 28-year-old real estate developer from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis,
Joe,
Minnesota.
Joe
is think of Pat McAfee during when we were at the Super Bowl.
I know. Joe is a Minnesota born and raised city boy with a heart of gold. He played basketball at the University of Minnesota, and while he says that basketball was his first true love, he's now ready to build a life outside of sports and find a wife. Describes himself as introverted, is looking for a woman who is smart, caring, articulate, and able to make him laugh. Wants someone with aligning values and hopes they are ready for a family because Joe hopes to have at least 3 or 4 kids. He's scared of spiders, loves snacks, wants to travel to the Galapagos Islands one day. Joe, on paper, seems like the absolute perfect fit for Michelle, that something has to be wrong, right? 28, same age, Minneapolis, same city, plays basketball, like Michelle basketball. They have that connection. There was a point, and I saw it in the trailer, it was like, he knew Michelle before, talking about someone. It has to be this guy.
Turns out Michelle loves spiders, and that's going to cause a rift in their relationship.
Right, but it has to be him, because on paper, these two make so much sense.
Yeah, they do make sense. I was going to say, he's my favorite so far.
By far my favorite. Also, I think he's so cute.
Yeah, he is. And
I'm just same age, Minneapolis isn't that big of a city. These two don't know each other.
They do.
There has to be some connection. They
cross paths.
Has to be some connection. Okay. Next up is Jamari, 26-year-old personal trainer from Fresno, California. He's a sucker for love, follows hard and fast, and says that a smile tells you everything you need to know about a person. Driven, gentle giant whose dream is to own a gym and have a woman by his side to grow with and whom to enjoy life. Perfect woman, simple, athletic, goofy. Jamari eats an entire watermelon every morning.
Exhausting.
No way. Entire watermelon?
That seems exhausting. What is he, a hippo?
2 hippos eat watermelon.
Have you ever seen the videos
of the hippos?
I have seen it, but that just was really funny.
No, but hippos, they chomp the whole thing. It's like, whoa.
An entire watermelon.
An entire watermelon.
How heavy a watermelon is.
It was exhausting.
That takes, he's got to have a lot of extra hours in his morning.
That's probably a good way to lose weight.
Yeah.
You're just eating water.
It's literally water.
Imagine telling somebody, no, I can't meet up at that time. I won't be done with my watermelon.
Yeah. Got to get through this whole melon before I meet you. Sorry. The light of Jamari's life is his puppy Buddy, and Jamari would love to be a tour guide in Antarctica. Oh, I like him. He's cute. he said in his bio, smile tells everything you need to know. He's got a nice smile.
I would love to eat a watermelon with him. Full watermelon.
He's got a nice smile. I like him.
I want him to come on the podcast and we don't do anything.
I see it.
I'm already going to pick him for Paradise.
Okay. I want him to come onto this podcast and just solely eat a watermelon with us. And we won't talk.
Well, the podcast goes as long as it takes
to
eat a watermelon.
Yes, exactly.
Or we do a challenge of who can eat a watermelon, whole watermelon the fastest.
Oh, he's had so much practice. He's doing it every morning.
He does. You're right.
It takes 4 hours.
Who knows?
Okay, next up we have, I do like him, very cute. Next up we have Leroy, 27-year-old biomedical PhD student from Dallas, Texas. He's a true academic who has a flair for fashion and a penchant for fun. Born in Italy to parents who immigrated from Ghana and then moved with his family to the U.S. in pursuit of the American dream. He has worked incredibly hard in his educational pursuits, and now as that chapter of his life comes to a close, Leroy wants to find someone with whom he can share his beautiful world. Incredibly proud of his roots, wants someone who will always support him, loves brunch. Nothing makes him happier than holding hands with the woman he loves. He loves go-karting, does not like to gamble. He is a big fan of breakfast in bed. Oh, I love Leroy.
Oh,
go-karting is fun.
I love Leroy.
Leroy doesn't like to gamble. He's not going to fit into my family.
Yeah, he wouldn't fit into your family.
You have to say.
I'm sure they ask. I feel like it's one of those questions.
I mean,
ask.
it's Why do they say any of these things?
No, but it just makes it seem like he's against
it. Like he's anti-gambling. Big fan of breakfast in bed. Your choice, Leroy, cottage cheese or watermelon.
Oh, man. Yeah, big fan. Oh, but I like him a lot. He seems like one of those guys that we're going to be like, ooh, he's too good for this show. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, he seems like a good
smart, well-dressed, handsome, 27-year-old PhD student. Love it. All right. Good for you, Leroy. Next up is LT, 38-year-old yoga guru from Bellevue, Washington. LT has never had to worry about much in his life. He is very much fulfilled professionally and in his family life. The only thing missing, someone to share all his happiness with. He says he doesn't have any real deal breakers, more focused on finding a genuine connection, wants to find someone who will appreciate his quirky sense of humor, join him on long walks, and truly bring out the best in him. He loves his 2 pet Savannah cats, lives for a good spin class, has 1 tattoo, his grandfather's initials over his heart. I think LT might be a night one guy.
I'm not fucking with LT.
LT might be a night one guy. Yoga guru, with cats.
No thanks.
Sorry to the cat lovers out there, but I don't think I could date someone with cats. That's just a personal preference. All right, next up we have Martin. Martin has quite a look to him. 29-year-old personal trainer from Miami, Florida. He's got bleach blonde hair. He kind of looks like Jake Paul and Dylan Dennis combined into one person.
Yes. No one will get this, but doesn't he kind of look like Snapchat Steve? No.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of an insult to Steve, I think.
Damn, okay.
Damn.
Well, Martin is I don't like the bleach blonde hair on you if you're not a celebrity.
Right.
You know? Like if you're not fucking Justin Bieber, don't bleach your hair.
Straight up, right? If you're not Pete Davidson.
Right, exactly. At any given time, Martin can be found working out on a beach in Miami. A passionate and disciplined man, he spends his days perfecting his physique and spending time with his loud, fun family who immigrated from Argentina when he was 10. Martin says he gets his passion from his parents and credits them for teaching him how a husband should treat his wife. Looking for a mature, health-conscious woman. Martin can do a backflip. He would love to get lost in a foreign country. And he can cook basics, all caps, very well. I don't really know what that means. Like he can cook pasta very well? Like what would you put as basic?
Eggs.
Basics. Eggs, yeah.
Chicken, eggs, pasta.
That's got to be it. Everything else starts to get a little complicated. Mm-hmm. All right, Martin.
Cereal.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he also has a nose ring.
I couldn't tell. I was going to say that, but I couldn't tell.
I think so.
He does if he's human.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Malik. I hope I'm saying his name right. 36-year-old academic administrator from San Diego, California. He's a hopeless romantic who is so ready to find his person, raised by women. All around him, he describes himself as a domesticated Renaissance man.
Fuck yes. All we needed.
Domesticated.
Let me tell you something. Someone who is writing these bios is listening to our recaps. There's been far too many references. What the fuck is a domesticated Renaissance man?
We're not researching it. We just know that Malik is one.
He believes wholeheartedly in the power of love and family. He's looking for a woman of quality, someone with morals, who is selfless, patient, well-mannered. He has an 8-year-old son who is the best gift of love that he has ever received. From his son, he has learned what true unconditional love is and is ready to share that with the love of his life. He does not like frogs. He has his motorcycle license, and his favorite author is Nicholas Sparks.
I love Nicholas Sparks.
I also love Nicholas Sparks.
I think Malik is a Renaissance man for mentioning Nicholas Sparks.
Right, exactly. As soon as he threw in Nicholas Sparks in there, he's like, he's a reader.
He won over all the ladies with Nicholas Sparks.
And he's really reading, he's getting intelligent. He's going for Nicholas Sparks.
Right.
Maybe he just watches the movies.
Right.
True, because that's an easy way to get tested.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Nicholas Sparks. What's your favorite? Oh, Dear John, The Notebook.
Yeah. Another very handsome man, I will say. All right. Then we have Nate.
He looks like Chris Brown.
Nate does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does a little bit. He is a 27-year-old sales executive from Austin, Texas. I would say his name is Nate.
Yeah, I read it as Nate.
I think it's Nate.
Yeah. When you walk into a room, it's hard not to notice Nate. He has a smile that sparkles like the stars. Oh, that's lovely. I would love for someone to describe my smile like that.
We do.
Thank you. Please start doing that. Mm-hmm. Okay. He is always the life of the party, and to boot, oh my goodness gracious, he's 6'8", Adonis of a man. Did you see me put my hair behind my ear?
You heard 6'8", and Fran
I was like, ooh, 6'8". Okay.
So all of a sudden she adjusted her posture.
Yeah. Nate doesn't have trouble meeting women, but as he edges closer to 30, he's more focused on finding a long-lasting relationship that will go the distance. His dream woman is outgoing, spontaneous, and has enough swagger of her own to keep up with him, looking for a connection filled with heat and for someone who will be just as passionate about him as he is about her. Nate dreams of visiting the Taj Mahal. He can't dance to save his life, and he likes edible arrangements. We, as a podcast, also love edible arrangements. We do get them often, for different things. Love a good chocolate covered strawberry. Now, can't dance to save his life is like, is he bad but he'll try, or is he like, no, I'm so bad I can't dance?
No, it's like people who dance but are bad.
Okay, I hope so. That makes me like him more.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, you 6'8" Adonis of a man.
6'8's almost too tall for me.
It's really tall.
I feel like anywhere between 6'1" and 6'5" is the perfect height.
One of my best guy friends from college is like 6'7".
Yeah. I'm
he's
so
tall.
small.
Very tall.
Wait, how tall?
6'7".
Yeah, that's
6'6", 6'7".
6'8" would be too tall for me.
6'8", you would be at his like hips.
Yeah, that's like uncomfortable.
I would love for Nate to come in here and sit in one of these chairs in this room.
Nate.
Oh boy. Alamide.
Oh,
that could be so wrong. His name is spelled Olumide. He's a 27-year-old IT analyst from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out New Jersey. A former D1 hooper at Rutgers University. He knows how to compete at a high level and is coming here with one thing in his mind. Michelle, they really did cast a lot of basketball people on her season. Mm-hmm. That was very much on purpose, I think.
Right.
He thinks she is just absolutely beautiful and as a strong believer in fate, he says that his journey is destined to be. He's not only confident, but is also caring, attentive, and more than willing to go above and beyond for the woman he loves. He enjoys the theater. His favorite flower is a cherry blossom, and he hates tofu. I also enjoy the theater. I don't love tofu, but I don't mind it in my miso soup.
What is tofu?
Yeah. Tofu it's like, I couldn't even tell you what tofu is really made of.
Like what?
Tofu, it's a bean curd. Bean curd.
I hate the word curd so
much. It's a food prepared by coagulating soy milk and then pressing the resulting curds into solid white blocks.
Where does it like originate from? Like what?
Beans.
No, I'm saying curd. Like where? Like in the world? Like whose food is this?
Tofu? I mean, yeah. I believe the Asian countries, Asian descent. Yeah. Yes, it is a traditional component of East Asian and Southeast Asian cuisines and has been consumed in China for over 2,000 years.
Wow.
It's a long time. He's another one with a great smile. Good, like immediately, another one, profile pic, good smile. Next up is Pardeep. Pardeep is a 30-year-old neuroscientist from Brooklyn, New York. A lot of science guys, biotech students, like
smart.
Michelle's getting some smart guys. It seems like they really do seem like they are. All right, 30-year-old neuroscientist from Brooklyn, New York. Perfect combo of looks and intelligence. For work, he studies the brain to find cures for diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And though he spends his day buttoned up in a lab, when he has a free time, he's anything but serious. He's a self-proclaimed nerd who loves Comic-Con, video games, and reading. Also has an undeniable Brooklyn edge about him. Ooh. Pardeep is a truly unique catch who wants to find someone family-oriented, affectionate, and who cares about making the world a better place. Loves to sleep in on Saturdays. He loves New Year's because he loves new beginnings, and he doesn't enjoy sitting on park benches. This is another one of those, like what you were saying, Noah, where it's just like, I know that they pluck these things from interviews, and it's these guys don't write their own bios. We know that.
Probably like, tell us something really random. That
but right, it's just like, how does not enjoying sitting on park benches come up?
I have no idea, but I was just thinking this morning actually about how much I hate New Year's. I was on the train and I was thinking about New Year's, and I was like, I hate New Year's because it is so much pressure all the time, and I'm already thinking about having a bad New Year's this year.
But also it makes me feel like, oh, vacation's over, like holiday season's over.
Right.
Like,
I hate New Year's.
I do like I do like to try and start a new year off like with good habits and things like that, but that always ends up dying down pretty quickly. But I like Pardeep. He seems cute, and I like, another guy. I like when we get New York guys on this show. There's so not a lot of them. Okay, Peter is a 26-year-old pizzapreneur.
Sure.
I believe pizzapreneur from Port St. Joe, Florida. Hopeless romantic, man of passion. And when he decided to professionally pursue his love of food, he moved all the way to Italy to study the cuisine firsthand. Now that he's fulfilled his childhood dream of opening up his own very successful pizzeria, he's ready to find his person and build his culinary empire. Peter's dream woman is honest, committed, spontaneous, and not interested in talking politics on a date. She's ready to support her man, but also has ambitions of her own. She also must love food because as ready as Peter is to find a wife, part of his heart will always belong to his first love, food. He loves deep house music, doesn't like libraries, loves red wine, and calls himself a vino head.
There is no way somebody who loves deep house music would also like libraries.
For 100%.
They could not be more opposite. You?
I like libraries. And I dabble in deep house music from time to time.
Right. When's the last time you were in a library?
I don't go to libraries like in New York, but in school, I loved going to the library. I'd sit in the library for hours.
Really?
Yeah. I only went to the library to study, which I loved. Like during like comp season when it was like the hard test, and you go there for hours at a time and just study your brain out. I loved our
library too.
But yeah, I'm talking about high school. I didn't go to the library.
College is fun because you don't feel alone when you're studying. You know?
Peter, interesting. I wonder how much he's going to be pushing his pizzeria when he gets kicked off this show. Like
Peter's Pizzeria.
He's going to he's going to really be trying to get people to show up to his pizzeria. Next we have, I'm going out of order. I think PJ, yes. Next we have PJ, 30-year-old firefighter from Houston, Texas. Something about PJ's picture. I love it.
No, same.
I love it.
I have... PJ's picture is screaming 80s?
Everything that didn't work in Martin's picture is working in PJ's picture.
I love his shirt. I love his chains, his necklaces, his earrings.
That earring is like the earring that James wore in the 80s night for prom and Bound Bachelor in Paradise, but it works.
I'm getting 80s porno from him, but I
love
like it.
Love it. Okay. PJ is a and he's a firefighter. Natural caretaker. He loves his job as a firefighter, as someone who wants to make sure that the people he loves are always happy, protected, and healthy. He's very ready to get married and have a family of his own, but he just wants to make sure that when he does settle down, it's with the right woman. Nothing lights his fire. God, these guys like nothing more than putting fire puns in the bios of firefighters. Nothing lights his fire more than a loyal woman with drive and beauty. He loves when he and his partner can enjoy working out together, and he hopes to find someone who has a thirst for travel just as much as he does. He's the last single man standing out of all of his friends, and he's ready to change that for good. PJ loves to pass time by working on a Rubik's Cube. He does not enjoy the opera. And PJ wants to visit Brazil and attend Carnival. I like PJ. I'm rooting for PJ hard.
I've liked PJ ever since I spotted his picture, which was at the beginning of this, and I've been waiting to get to PJ. I'm
and
all
good bio.
in on PJ.
I really don't have a single
Rubik's
complaint.
Cube thing is interesting, but
and just I don't have a single complaint. I also want to go to Carnival. That sounds very fun
with PJ.
Specifically with PJ. Absolutely. Okay, we like PJ. Rooting for PJ. I don't know who any of these guys are who's coming on who has that master plan.
I don't know.
Nobody's jumped out at me. Okay. All right, Rick, 32-year-old.
I can't get behind guys named Rick. Grow up.
Rick is a 32-year-old medical sales rep from LA. He's a self-proclaimed hopeless romantic. There's been 90 self-proclaimed hopeless romantics so far, who's been thinking about his future wife for as long as he can remember. He finds romanticism in the small things in life, is the type of guy who will send you flowers at work for no reason, but just to say I love you. this is always a red flag because it's like, why are you not with someone then? He wears his heart in his sleeve because when he is into someone, he wants them to know and doesn't want to play games. He does love a good game night though, because he says he can tell a lot about someone's personality when competition is involved. At the end of the day, Rick wants to find his heart's true counterpart and someone who can make the world a better place alongside him. #swoon. Rick loves his dog, Nana. The movie Hitch taught Rick everything he needs to know about life. Rick is not a fan of double dates.
Shit, who's not a fan of double dates?
Shit, he didn't have me at all until the movie Hitch taught him everything he needs to know about life. Because
but is that
honestly,
a good thing? Because the whole movie is kind of about deception.
No, I take it as a red flag. At the end is that it's not. But I feel
like he's writing it as like the Hitch message taught me how to get girls.
Yes,
like,
yes. I agree. I think that's a red flag. Like, I think it's like funny to be like, Hitch taught me everything. Like, I think he's being serious.
Well, I feel like the message of Hitch is to really, you have to be your authentic self regardless of looks, and that could be what works.
That wasn't until the very end.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the whole beginning parts.
Okay.
And also, not being a fan of double dates is weird to me.
I love double dates.
I love double dates too. I think double dates are so fun, especially with a couple that only with a couple that you are good friends with and also love. A double date couldn't be better.
There is nothing worse than a double date with people that you really don't.
That's
care
why you don't go on those.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just don't have a choice. Okay, next up we have Rodney, 29-year-old sales rep from Rancho Cucamonga.
I'm calling it This Is the Guy right here.
California. You're just picking this guy? Okay. Yeah. Rodney is a glass half full kind of guy. After his dreams of playing in the NFL were shattered by a career-ending injury. Sorry to hear that, Rodney, but we have heard this before. Rodney picked himself up and redirected his ambition. He has a great job he enjoys, but he says his life would be better if there was someone he loved waiting for him at home every night, looking for someone who is honest, active, ideally a former student athlete. Okay. He wants to find a deep mental connection with someone, but also wants a woman who can laugh with every day. He knows exactly what he wants and is looking for someone who has that clear vision too. He's afraid of possums, terrified of being catfished, and is very into intermittent fasting, but only on weekdays. I don't mind any of those. Let me tell you.
Terrified of being catfished is pretty funny.
Possums are scary.
They are scary.
Possums are scary. One time, I'll never forget, growing up, there was a possum in our driveway at home. My parents weren't home, and we had electric fence for our dog. And it was in the driveway, and we look outside because Dutcher was outside, and we're like, oh my God. What there's a standoff happening between a possum and Dutcher. We're like, this is terrible. Mima's freaking out. Mm-hmm. We get Dutcher inside. The possum we think is dead. Because what are possums good at? Playing dead. We think the possum's dead. We literally shove Mima out the door. It was like we were like, Mima, like, go see if it. She like takes a shovel, goes to like poke the thing.
You made poor Mima do this?
Yeah, I mean, this was years. We were kids. We were like, we didn't realize. We were like, Mima, she's so young. She could go kill this possum. Not even whatever we were thinking. Goes and lifts goes to lift it, and it gets up and runs away. And she screamed, and then we screamed. It was terrible.
Fuck that.
So you know what, Rodney? I'm with you on possums. Don't like them one bit. And being catfished is scary.
It is scary.
It's just something to say that you're terrified of.
Yeah, no,
fair enough though.
In this world of online dating, you just never know. No,
you really don't.
You just never know.
I took it as like when people say catfish, I take it as like they don't look as good as you thought. Not as like it's a guy. Or
well,
you never know.
Rodney also has a great smile. Another one, which he's got some great teeth. I've noticed that. That's something I noticed right away in people, and he's got great teeth. Okay, Romeo, 32-year-old mathematician from New York. Jesus, all these guys are so smart guys. Math has always come easy for Romeo. The one equation he has yet to solve, though, is Romeo plus X equals true love. And this Harvard graduate is here to find that missing variable. I would love to meet the person who writes these. I really would.
Math.
He is looking for an adventurous woman who is smart, active, motivated. Nothing turns him on more than someone with a curious mind. He would love to find a woman who will spend the day exploring New York's many museums, and once the sun goes down, will tear up the dance floor with him at salsa night. Like his famous namesake, Romeo is a passionate man and says that he falls hard and fast. Romeo is very interested in clean technology. Romeo wants to go to Burning Man one day. Romeo studied Japanese for 3 years in college.
Romeo seems like a sweet guy.
I hope so.
And that's about it.
Because I actually was maybe going to go and maybe this is the guy. Mathematician, puts together a whole plan. Plotter. still can't decide. But he's another one that his picture really makes him look harmless. So interesting. Or maybe it's Ryan.
I know. I saw there's one thing at the bottom of Ryan's thing where I'm like, ooh.
Okay.
Ryan picture is
maybe it is Ryan. Okay. All right. Ryan, 30-year-old environmental consultant from San Jose, California. Compassionate, competitive, and motivated. He dreams about bringing the perfect woman home to his family, to his family raisin ranch to enjoy the picturesque sunset of Central California. And he is hopeful that Michelle is the one for him. He's a planner who creates lists for all endeavors he pursues, and that includes his love life. He is looking for a woman who checks off all his boxes: intelligent, down-to-earth, big heart, healthy, and a girl next door type. Michelle check. Michelle check. Oh my God, Michelle may check all of his boxes, but will he check all of hers? Only time will tell. Ryan is obsessed with ice cream trucks. Once we get to the end, it's a lot. Ryan loves spreadsheets. Ryan is enthusiastic about cuddling. This is him.
Yeah, loves spreadsheets.
Who loves
spreadsheets? I think this is our hint, folks. He's a planner who creates lists for all endeavors.
And he's got a little crazy in his eyes.
Only time will tell. Ryan loves spreadsheets. Yeah.
Ryan loves spreadsheets. Look at those eyes. He fucking loves spreadsheets.
All right, this is the guy we're picking, and if we're wrong, sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, your eyes
if
scream,
Ryan ends up winning, sorry, we thought you were the plotter.
Yeah.
Spencer, 25-year-old financial crimes analyst from Cleveland, Ohio. These guys are all great. Spencer is an amazing catch. He has athletic, great job, incredibly smart. According to the most important person in his life, he's also the world's best dad. Spencer's son is the inspiration that makes him want to be a better man every day. And while he hasn't dated much since his birth, he's here now to find a wife and hopefully expand his already wonderful family. For Spencer, physical attraction gets his attention, but personality is what keeps it. He needs a woman with an open mind who will be vulnerable with him and challenge him to be the best version of himself. What matters most to Spencer is what is in someone's heart, and when he meets Michelle, he certainly will not be disappointed. He loves to spend time in the hot tub, hates movies that require all of his attention, and loves snowball fights.
Picturing this man, Spencer, having snowball fights is really funny.
It is funny. It is funny. These guys, there's a
Spencer having a snowball fight in his turtleneck.
I like that there are a few dads. That's always nice. Movies that require all of his attention cracks me up because I feel like it's such a big deal to sit and watch a movie and have to be off your phone the whole time. Mm-hmm. All right. I think Spencer may be a little, on the younger side. He's 25, but he is a dad, so we'll see. Maybe that could be a match. And then this is our last guy. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check to make sure we went through everyone. Yes, it is. Will is our last man. Will is a 28-year-old academic interventionist. What the fuck is that? If you're falling in your academia, he's showing up at your door to get you back on track.
A counselor?
Will needs to sit down with us.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Will describes himself as classy, swaggy, and sharp. He is more than ready to make a substantial connection with someone, and he is also very tired of being the only single one in his group of friends. He's looking for a thrill-seeking woman who is always up for a spur-of-the-moment adventure. His dream woman is loyal, ambitious, accountable, and ready to push him every day to be the best version of himself because he's going to do the same for her. Will says he is a true romantic that will do anything to make his significant other know how loved she is. Will hates getting money as a gift. Will is a Leo and is very into horoscopes. Will wants to climb Mount Everest one day.
Out on this guy. Hates getting money as a gift.
I was going to say, I love getting money as a gift.
Who hates getting money as a gift?
I mean,
you get whatever you want with the money.
Obviously, it's not super thoughtful, which I know people care about, but at the end of the day...
The only time money is a problem as a gift, I think, is when it's your significant other. I think when you're married, I guess, I don't know what happens
you can't
after
be
that.
handing cash to your significant other.
Give your significant other money as a gift. That's a big no. But aunts, uncles, family members, give me all the money in the world. Parents.
Will, please just tell me what your job is. I want to know the details of that. But other than that, it's nice. Also someone that's from not too far away from where Michelle is. So we'll see. A lot of great smiles from these guys.
It's an education professional who oversees behavioral and academic issues at school.
Oh,
good guy, Will.
That's
looking out
nice.
for the kids.
It's a very intense name for that, but okay.
But it makes sense.
It does make sense. It absolutely makes sense.
He's like a mentor.
But he's like keeping kids on track. Mm-hmm. That's nice. Okay, well, good for you, pal. Another great smile.
Buddy.
Classy, swaggy. Sharp. A lot of turtlenecks. Do you notice that?
So many turtlenecks and chains.
So many turtlenecks
Not
with chains.
Not a combo I'm a big fan of.
I can't remember.
Me neither.
I don't know if I've ever worn a turtleneck.
I will say, though, it feels like bio-wise, we have a lot of smart, established men fighting for Michelle, which we love because I think that's what Michelle deserves. It didn't feel like we were getting any kind of like super jokey contestants. The pizzapreneur was like the only joke job that was on there. And even that is a real job. He owns a pizzeria.
Yeah. I like all these guys. I mean, I don't love all these guys, but they seem like all good guys so far.
Ryan, we got our eyes on you.
Yeah, Ryan, that crazy-eyed motherfucker.
All right, guys, that wraps up bios, and now you will all be ready to go before we kick off Michelle's season next week. Pow! Oh my God.
Did I scare you? Did I scare you?
Yeah,
because
did.
That could happen to you on the street,
Christ.
Francesca. That is why you need the Taser Pulse Plus today. And you could save 15% at taser.com/chicks. You know we've talked about the rechargeable strike light before. It's a stun gun mixed with a flashlight. Now it's time for safer self-defense with Taser, the perfect non-lethal sidekick to your self-defense arsenal. Taser's smart self-protection devices can stop threats before, during, and after you pull the trigger. Designated for home defense, your daily commute, and everywhere between, you have the Taser Pulse Plus, and it works from 15 feet away. It can lock up an attacker's muscles for up to 30 seconds. So you could free someone for 30 seconds from 15 feet away, which is really important. You said you keep it on you when you're leaving the office late at night, which is important to have. You know, it's never a bad thing to be protected with Taser, especially Taser self-defense. So get the Taser Pulse Plus today and save 15% at taser.com/chicks, spelled TASER.com/chicks, taser.com/chicks. Supplies are limited, restrictions apply, and you can see the site for details. All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Emily Osment. She has a new show coming out on Netflix called Pretty Smart, and we are so excited to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
We were just able to like cross off two kind of bucket list guests for our show between you, and we just got off with Greg for the show as well, and we were just like, this is so amazing. We love that you guys are doing this show together. We love both of you so much. Now, we asked him about his character, so now we will ask you about your character. Tell us about Chelsea and, you know, kind of jumping into this role.
Yeah, sure. I play Chelsea, who's a Harvard-educated lawyer, buttoned up sort of, I don't know. I've been doing this all day.
She's like a little bit of like a know-it-all, maybe I would say. We have watched a few episodes. We did get to see what was going on. So
good.
Yes.
Yeah. She gets unexpectedly dumped by her professor boyfriend, and she's forced to move in with her sister Claire, who is a lovely, ditzy, gorgeous millennial who lives with her lovely, ditzy, gorgeous millennial roommates. And Chelsea's sort of dropped in the middle of this world she doesn't really understand, and she's forced to learn how to, you know, survive in this new environment. And she learns kind of how to be a human again. She's been on this one-track road to being a very successful person in her career, and she sort of put out other things on hold, and she learns how to get back to what's important, which is, you know, your friends and how you feel about yourself and being true to that.
I love the different ways that you guys both described the friend group between you and Greg. Like, you described them as like gorgeous millennials, and he described it as like
Greg's
intelligent
like
and unintelligent.
Genuine. I know, isn't he the best?
It's so much fun. We're so excited for the show. We love a good sitcom. We loved Young and Hungry.
Obsessed.
A lot. Like, we were really obsessed with that show.
I go back and watch it all the time. Well, because the Netflix, like, I feel like you specifically, Emily, have been involved in Netflix so much recently, which is so great. Like not only between, being on the Kaminsky Method and now Pretty Smart. And you can watch Young and Hungry, all the episodes on Netflix also.
Are they still on Netflix?
Pretty sure.
Oh, it is, because I still go back and watch.
Take it off and put it back on.
Yeah. You never know with those shows. Sometimes they jump around all over the place. But Young and Hungry, definitely, I think you can check it out there. So you're involved with Netflix. What drew you to this show particularly?
Yeah, sure. I remember the day I got the call from my team, and anytime your entire team is on the phone, you're like, I'm either in trouble or this is a very cool project. And they sent it over, and I was not at the place where I wanted to do another sitcom, and that's just a testament to how good it was. And I thought I was kind of done with that part of my life. I had sort of been like, okay, I've done quite a few of these. I'm ready to move on to something else. And then I talked to Jack and Di. I knew Greg was going to be on board, and it just made sense. And like you said, I've worked with Netflix before. They're a huge enterprise. They're a wonderful company. I have another animated show that's coming out with them next year, and I had Kaminsky Method, of course, and Young and Hungry, and it just felt like, okay, this seems like the right move. And I love the opportunity to play a buttoned-up intellectual. That's unfortunately rare for a blonde and so.
I was gonna say, maybe you had felt like you had moved away from sitcoms, but this particular role was, it felt very different. Like I felt like you weren't just jumping into like playing a Gabby Diamond again, where it's the cute, adorable blonde that everyone loves, but like kind of does like silly stuff. And Chelsea is so different.
If it was similar, and of course I have so much love for that show. I'm happy for the run that it had, but it was ready to end, even though it was slightly prematurely.
Sorry.
I'm upset about that.
It's kind of bullshit.
Our heart every time we talk about it. How do you picture that show, that character ending? Like, what do you imagine was the end game for Gabby?
Well, the thing was, we had a movie that we were supposed to shoot that was going to wrap up the entire series, and I read it, and they were going to go to Ireland, and they were going to get kidnapped, and Josh was going to go rescue them, and there was like this hilarious, as you can imagine, hijinks.
Yep.
I in my opinion, obviously he's going to say yes. I believe it's been so long. She had been offered a job in another city, Seattle or something, and she was going to go up there, and I think he probably would have found a way to be there with her, and I would have done one final episode maybe like 5 years later or something. I think that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you didn't see yourself doing any more sitcoms, but you really do have such great comedic timing. I think that every show that you're in, you make me laugh so much. But what is like your dream role besides the sitcom world?
Oh man, I mean, I was just saying this earlier. It's funny when people say like, what are you going to do next? What's your dream role? And I feel like in a lot of ways, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of control over that. It's just kind of whatever finds you. And that's been I've been doing this for so long, and that's been a really lovely mindset to take on of just, the harder you fight for something, the more it seems to slip away. And the more I just kind of relax and say, hey, I might not work for a few months this year, or maybe I'll work really, really hard for a few months and then I won't work again. And whatever comes your way is meant for you. And this came at me like a force, and it was like, okay, I feel like I have to do this. And especially after the year that we've had, the year and a half that we've had, it felt like it's time to make people feel joyful again. And this is such a help for that.
Yeah.
You're also, you're so young, and we're similar in age.
So hungry.
Yeah, so hungry. Yes, we're similar in age, but because I feel like we all kind of grew up watching your shows, and you've done so many amazing shows. Like the possibilities are so endless for all the things you can do, and we're so excited to keep watching everything that you do. And what's cool is there's this family dynamic that feels like it's been created in these shows that you are on. And it already feels that way with Pretty Smart. The cast is really great. And even just from watching the first few episodes, because like I said, I'm not going to give anything away, the chemistry you guys all have, like right off the bat, is really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, it was a little ridiculous how well we all got along. Cynthia and Greg and I are neighbors. Michael, of course, came in from New York for this, but Michael and I have friends in New York that are similar, and Olivia and Michael had known each other before, and we'd spend every lunch hour together. We were at my house every weekend. Cynthia would come over and cook for everybody. It felt like family, and I was never in a sorority, but I remember being in college and feeling like, how can you just trust that you're going to put all these women in a room together and they're just all going to like each other? Right. That just seems so crazy.
I agree.
And then, right? And then I did a show like this, and you think, okay, we're going to get 5 actors in a room together and they're all going to like each other. That seems a little nuts. And then it happened, and it's so wonderful when that does, because I feel like it's rare, and we're all around, and we're also all around the same age, which I think is also lovely. I've worked on a lot of shows before where there's a distance and a disconnect, and people are at different points in their life, and we were all kind of in the same place in our lives, and it just felt so easy to fold into that. And I think it's a testament to how genuine and natural it seems, and they're just such great people. I'm glad you got to talk to Greg. He's just
it just makes it makes watching a show where they're all roommates and living together, and at this point when you guys are actually all the same age, it's just a lot more easier. It's easier to digest. Like, you're like, this makes sense.
Yeah. And like you said, it seems like it's rare. I was going to ask, how often does that happen when you're on a set and most people are getting along? Or has it happened where you join a set and you're like, all right, these people, I like them, but we're not going to be the best of friends?
Yeah, I think there's also a good mentality to keep in mind when you are working, that you are working. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to differentiate between, oh man, I really like this person, they're my new best friend, and like, wow, I really get along with this person, I respect them, and I need to be professional. And there's been times in the past where it's gone too far one way and too far the other way. And this cast has a really nice respect for each other. Everybody's very professional. We deeply care about each other, and we all work really well together. So unfortunately it is rare, and I've also worked on shows where, I just worked with Michael Douglas, who, is a little older than me, and still you find to connect with people. But there is always something to gain from every cast that you work with, and working with an ensemble teaches you how to play with others, and it's important.
Greg is also so great in this show too. Now, it's a long time ago, do you remember your first impression of Greg? I mean, I'm assuming it was over a decade ago at least.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when I met Greg for the first time, but I'm always shocked at just how British he is. Because he's he even when we're on set during lunch, whatever, he doesn't break from his American accent. And then we'll be hanging out at my house on the weekend, and we're like, British Greg is here. It's great.
That's amazing. And obviously you guys, were both on Disney Channel around the same time, a little similar experience. What was that like? And I'm sure you get asked this all the time, and I wonder if it's annoying for you as well, but transitioning out of that period of your life, because I feel like a lot of actors from Disney Channel have talked about this, where it's like you maybe get typecast and you don't really know where to go from there. What was it like for you, especially at a very young age?
It's funny. Yeah, people do use that word, transitioning, moving on. How did you unbind yourself from something you're known for? And I feel like for me it was slightly different. Because I'm from LA, my family's in LA, and that show was so monumental for me and my professional growth and my comedic growth, and it taught me so much. But I was also in high school for the entire run of that show, and I was trying to get into college, and I was trying to have a music career get off the ground, and I had so many other things that I was kind of focused on, and of course the internet. I remember when Twitter first happened. Mm-hmm. That's how long ago this was. Yeah. And so the internet wasn't a large staple in our everyday life. So I wasn't able to I was able to go home and kind of turn off. Yeah. And now we go home and it follows us home. Right. And so that felt very unique for that time. And we were just at the end of it, before the internet kind of exploded and Instagram took over our lives. But
right. I was going to say that it's you don't hear that really anymore, that someone who is on such a huge show that so many people watched, and because, you know, that social media, all that stuff wasn't happening, that you were still able to like go to school and
I did.
And like go to, you know, because I don't think a lot of actors really kind of get that ability these days because they blow up so much in social media, and I just personally think sometimes kids can be a little meaner these days. Like it's so hard.
Sure. Yeah, but
they were always mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were always mean. They just have a louder voice now. Yeah, more ways to share it.
They just have more followers now.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, but also, I mean, maybe it's just me, but the worst thing you could ever say about me and the best thing you could ever say about me, my ego has said both already. So most of those people fall right in the middle. So nothing people say really shocks me. I've already kind of felt it one way or another, whether it's correct or not. So that's kind of a healthy way to go about it. And also, it doesn't matter at the end of the day when I'm living in my camper van and in Montana out in the forest. I don't think I'll be caring what they think.
Yep, very true.
Yeah,
very
but
true.
Growing up, I feel like, and we've talked to, you know, actors from like One Tree Hill and the OC, and we're talking about how, you know, they're out partying with their cast, but there's nobody there to film it. And I feel like,
isn't that nice?
Yeah. Like that must have been so great. And I don't know how much you guys were partying back in the Disney Channel days, but like not. But
I wasn't. I had a curfew.
Yeah. But being able to hang out and not have everyone post what you're doing or know what you're doing at all times.
Yeah, the anonymity was very nice, and I cherished that. And I felt it a little more with the only, you know, silver lining with COVID is the anonymity of just like being able to go out and wear a mask. Man, I was walking around the Vancouver Mall this weekend with like a giant pumpkin headband on and my sweats and a mask, and like nobody knew who I was. I was being ridiculous shopping. It felt great.
That is so
and it
funny.
felt like those times where you did have a little more freedom, but it was so long ago. It's so strange to think about it now, and I'm grateful for that time, and I'm grateful for my friends and my family and my parents that stuck with me and kept me in line, because it could have gone another way, I suppose. But I also, like, I went to college and I traveled in Europe for a long time with my dad. I did some music. I kind of dabbled in other stuff and then eventually came back to comedy. But I want to try it all at some point.
Yeah. What was college like for you?
I had a great time.
We never graduated, so
yeah,
that's
we
why
dropped out of college, so I'm asking how college was.
Okay.
I did 2 years at Occidental College in Los Angeles. It's a private art school. Really enjoyed my time there, but then auditioned for Young and Hungry and booked it, and then had to leave early. But they were really accommodating for me going off and doing what I wanted. And you know, some people were mean and some people weren't, and it's just what it is. But I lived on campus and I had a great time, and I took a bunch of really weird classes. I read a lot of Adorno, and I did it. I was happy to do it. And one of my best friends is from college. He lives in Sweden now, and I just went and visited him in Stockholm. And it's more about the people that you meet and the experiences you have than the partying you did at Alpha, Beta, whatever.
Very true.
I don't even think we had sorority. We had like one sorority and one fraternity, and none of them were national. It was just like Alpha and Beta.
Has acting kind of like just always been in your life? Like, can you even remember a time like when you weren't acting?
I'm acting right now.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. Music is such a big part of my life, and my community with music is so different than with acting, and I'm so grateful for those people in my life who are there. I have a new music project called Bluebird, a second album that's coming out next year that I'm so excited about and that I'm producing, and it's just a different avenue for me, and I'm working up in Canada now, and it's sort of giving me the director bug, if anyone would ever let me do that. And I don't know, I have a lot of interest. I play a lot of golf.
Oh, really?
You know? Yeah, I have a lot of things that I'm interested in. During the pandemic, I got really into backpacking and camping and hiking, and I think I'm always trying to find new things. And one of my best girlfriends, she says, you have so many hobbies and they're all so clunky. Your golf clubs and your hiking gear, and like, I'm like, I need more storage space. But it's nice to have other interests, definitely.
Just living life as a pack mule.
Basically,
everywhere you go.
Want to pull a Johnny Depp and just put all my stuff in storage and like sail around the world.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
What
sounds very expensive.
Yeah, that's very true. What how would you describe this new music you have coming out? Like I know music kind of transcends genres these days, but how would you kind of describe it?
It does. Yeah, that's very true. This album I wrote during the pandemic. It was a conglomerate of some stuff that I had written over the years, and I kind of came at it with new eyes while I was sitting at home doing nothing. And I have a home studio in my living room, and I would just get up every day and kind of mess around. And my producing partner, Nick, who actually ended up moving home to Virginia during the pandemic, we'd be like Zooming and calling each other on the phone, trying to figure out what it was, and started working with a producer, and then decided that I kind of wanted to just produce it myself. And that's been a new thing that I've really enjoyed. But it's I played it for somebody the other day, and they described it in such a funny way. I forget what they said, but it's like alternative like jazz pop. It's got a big brass section. It's a little heavier than the first album, but there's like some reggae in there. It kind of covers it's sort of like however I was feeling that day. And luckily with albums now, there doesn't have to be a synonymous feeling. You can release one song at a time, and then it can live in a truncated version on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And Apple Music. Have to mention them both.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Thank you to both of them.
Yes. Like and subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
Like and subscribe. But yeah, I'm again, it's just, that's been such a wonderful thing. My brother got me a harmonica for Christmas, I think, my birthday or something. And that's been fun. I'm sure my neighbors love that.
Yeah.
That's another clunky hobby.
Yeah.
Another clunky hobby.
Surely that's really funny. Now with the like creation of Disney Plus and all those things where people can watch all these old episodes and watch Hannah Montana. I mean, Hannah Montana is a comfort show for us. We put it on all the time and we just need to feel
safe,
happy, and like a warm hug. Have you ever gone back and watched these old episodes, or is it just kind of like in the rear view?
I can't even tell you whether I've watched it at all. Is that terrible?
Really?
Yeah,
this is not the first time we've heard this from somebody.
It's so crazy to us because, of course, we're just on the opposite side of it. We watch it all the time and love it, but we do get to talk, the privilege of talking to so many great actors and actresses who are like on these iconic shows, and they're like, I think I maybe watched it when it came out, but that's it.
Yeah, I remember watching the premiere because they had a party for us on stage. And I remember that was such an interesting time because we had no idea what it was going to be, that it was just going to be this sensation that like swept the world. And we were halfway through season 1 by the time it came out. And the immediate change that we felt just walking around in the world was so weird. I mean, Miley used to come with me to my school dances, and like nobody knew who she was.
That's
and
so
then
crazy.
Immediately everything changed.
Yeah.
And that was very strange. But I also I grew up in a small community in Glendale. I was like going to high school. I also, nobody really cared because the people around me had been around me for a long time. They were like, oh, you've got new clothes now.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely really nice. And we're so excited for everybody to watch Pretty Smart and get on Netflix and
please check it out. It's such a heartwarming
It's
show.
So cute and it's so bingeable. I think everyone will be done with it like so fast. And I said to Greg, they're going to be begging for a second season as soon as it ends. Now, like when you said that maybe this wasn't necessarily the direction you had thought you were going in for the next project, Pretty Smart. Do you have any like crazy audition stories, like something where you auditioned and you were like, you know what, that was absolutely awful,
or that was the best thing ever?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean both. There's been times where I'd walk out of the room and be like, that was mine, and they'll call and be like, what was that?
Yeah.
And then there's been, I remember, oh God, a very long time ago, I remember I auditioned for Spider-Man the Musical, which was on Broadway, short-lived on Broadway for many years ago. And I don't think I either read the email all the way or like no one no one clarified that it was a musical and it wasn't for film. And they kept telling me to like back up into the room and use the space and what song have you prepared for us? And I'm like, I don't think I don't
You thought you were auditioning for Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man movie?
Sick. I'm going to be in Spider-Man.
My poor 13-year-old self is like, I can sing you a Sonny and Cher song. And you know. So that was, I mean, if you're an actor and you don't have a story like that, then good for you.
Yeah. keeps you humble.
Yeah, where you're just like, well, that was terrible, and also I have a parking ticket. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And like I said, we can't wait for everybody to watch Pretty Smart. And you mentioned the music, but what else do you have going on that you can tell everyone about?
Yeah, sure. I have an animated show called Dead India that's coming out on Netflix, I believe, next year. It is a show I worked on during the pandemic. I would just go over to this little studio in Burbank, and I play a 1,000-year-old demon named Courtney that lives in hell, and typecasting. Yeah. And it's just the most wonderfully hilarious show. It's Netflix's first animated transgender lead. It's so funny. It is so sweet. It's for everyone. It's like, I think I compare it to like the Fairly Odd Parents, where you're like, there's something going on with this show that everybody can get. But that's coming out. I'm up in Canada working on a movie right now that I think's coming out this year, like in December, but doesn't have a title yet. Yeah. But yeah, and just working on music and talking to you guys, and thanks. This has been. I'm surprised I still have a voice. It's been a long day. But
yeah. I know. I'm sure you
too. I think.
Yeah. I'm sure that you've been doing a ton of press for the show, but so worth it, because I really think that everyone is going to love it. And
just go on to Netflix and you'll see Emily.
Yeah, honestly, truly,
that's
like
a little scary. All my enemies, they're like, oh god.
Yeah, it's just
deleting their accounts.
Right. If right now
we're only watching Hulu now.
As soon as Pretty Smart comes out, well, when you open Netflix, everything automatically like immediately plays. So it's like Pretty Smart's gonna be playing. They're gonna scroll down. They can see Young and Hungry. They can see the Kaminsky Method. You know,
Dead India's coming.
Yeah, exactly. You're taking over. It's pretty cool, and we love to see it, and we can't wait for everyone to watch it. And for everyone listening, you'll be able to stream it on Netflix.
Thank you, guys. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend. Once again, no episode on Friday because of the tour. I'm sorry about that, but we will be back on Monday with a great special guest. You guys are going to love this one. So everyone, we love you and have a great weekend.